Hello everyone, welcome to this new video. Today we're going to predict UFC 284, which goes down in Perth, Australia, Sunday, February 12th. Of course, headlined by the pound for pound #1 fighter in the world, Alexander the Great Volkanovski, coming up against the pound for pound #2 fighter in the world, Makhachev. But before doing so, subscribe, hit the like button, enjoy the content. Of course, in my channel I predict all the UFC cards, so keep tuned. Let's predict this card then. Of course, we'll predict the main card only. We got some amazing fights here. The main card, first fight is between Jimmy Crute versus Alonzo Menifield. I didn't see Alonzo fight before. I've seen a couple of Jimmy Crute fights. I've seen that fight where he broke his leg. I think that was against Anthony Smith. And since then, Jimmy Crute didn't win a fight. I don't believe he won a fight since breaking his leg. So he's taking on an American fighter, Alonzo Menifield. The odds are in favor of Jimmy. He's fighting in his hometown in Australia. I think Jimmy will lose this fight, to be honest. I think Alonzo gets the job done. I'm going for an upset here, if you call it an upset. But I think Alonzo Menifield defeats Jimmy Crute in this main card opener. Moving on to a heavyweight bout. Two beasts. Justin Tafa taking on Parker Porter. Again, all it takes is one shot from the heavyweights to knock you out. And I think Justin Tafa will knock out Parker Porter in the first round. So I'm going Justin Tafa. The New Zealand, but he's from New Zealand, but he will basically be fighting in Australia, which is, his second home, as you can say. The fans will be with him, and I believe he will get the job done and win this fight. Moving on to the third fight in the main event, in the main card. Sorry, I'm saying a lot of rubbish today. I don't know, man. I'm kind of tired, but this fight is in the welterweight division. Jack Della Maddalena taking on Randy Brown. Interesting fight. Could be fight of the night. I think Jack will. I think he will perform really well in this fight. I think he will have the performance of his life and absolutely destroy Randy Brown. I know I could be really wrong, but I think Jack, his slick boxing, boxing style, I think will be too much for Randy, and he will get the stoppage, maybe in the second round, or can even see him winning in the first round. But I'll predict the second round he gets the stoppage against Randy Brown. Moving on to the co-main event, Yair Rodriguez, the #2 featherweight in the world, taking on Josh Emmett, the #5 featherweight in the world. Of course, the champion Alexander the Great Volkanovski is moving up to lightweight for his fight against Makhachev. He's looking for, a champ status. He wants to be the lightweight champion and the featherweight champion. So that's why an interim title will be made, or has been made, for this fight. Yair Rodriguez taking on Josh Emmett. So how do I think this fight will play out? It's difficult. I think this fight will be really tight, man. I think both fighters can win this fight. I don't know, Josh Emmett is just... he's too good, man. So is Yair. We've seen Yair, you know, cause Max Holloway a lot of problems. So I think this fight will actually go the distance. And I believe Yair Rodriguez will be crowned the featherweight interim champion. The interim featherweight champion of the UFC will be Yair Rodriguez via decision maybe. But I think this fight will be one of the fights of the card, if not of the year. We'll see about that. Moving on to the main fight of this card. Champion Islam Makhachev taking on champion Alexander Volkanovski. Lightweight champion versus featherweight champion. Pound for pound number 1 versus pound for pound number 2. It doesn't get bigger than this, ladies and gentlemen. I think... Wait, but why are the odds... The odds are not still out? I don't know why. I can see the odds in all of the fights except the main event. That's a weird one from the UFC. But without further ado, I think this is going to be a very interesting fight. We would learn a lot from this fight. One thing we will learn is Islam Makhachev the real deal? Another thing that we'll know, how good is Alexander Volkanovski? But the main thing would be, does size make a big difference when it comes to two of the best fighters on planet Earth? I mean, we'll find out. In my opinion, Volkanovski is no tough fight. Volkanovski is as difficult as it gets for any fighter in the lightweight division, let alone the champion and the best fighter in the lightweight division, Islam Makhachev. Volkanovski will cause him problems, I think. He might even surprise a few with some new techniques, you know. He might stop a couple of Islam's takedowns, you know. He might have a dominant first round. But in the end, Islam Makhachev would be too much for Volkanovski, I think. That wrestling pedigree, Makhachev is just a machine, man. He doesn't stop. We've seen his fight against Charles Oliveira. Charles Oliveira was on a massive streak. He was destroying everyone. He is dangerous on the ground. Islam Makhachev submitted him. That shows you the level that these Dagestanis are at, yes. We've seen it with Khabib, and now we're seeing it with Islam. And I think Islam wins this fight and remains the lightweight champion. The thing that will change is that we would have a new pound for pound best fighter on planet Earth, and his name is Islam Makhachev. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I think Islam will win. I can see two ways in this fight, in which this fight can end. I can see it going the distance. Islam Makhachev, of course, winning that fight. I can also see this fight I can also see a finish in this fight. A submission from Islam Makhachev. I think the only way Volkanovski wins this fight is via decision, if he outpoints Islam Makhachev. Other than that, I don't think Volkanovski has any chance of winning this fight. But if there is anyone who can outmatch Islam Makhachev, it's going to be the pound for pound best fighter in the world right now, Volkanovski. So, let me round up my predictions. I'm going Islam Makhachev to beat Alexander Volkanovski in the main event of UFC 284. Yair Rodriguez becomes the new interim featherweight champion. Jack wins his fight. Justin Tafa and Alonzo to cause a surprise or an upset and defeat Jimmy Crute. That is it for this video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe for further content. See you soon.